We in the field, I ain't got rap friends. For real. Count for everybody. Break the leads, run the streets like dope boys. I got coppers chasing me. Ass killers and robbers, they in the function, they with me. They ask the questions, like how I really feel about it. Shit, I'm cool. If I can get $1 million out of rap, nigga got rap beef, make it this. Fuck that, I counted up 100, make it this. Gave up the blueprint, so your ass should be broke. My first day with it, so to have a whole one really.
We back. Today, I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited. But I mean, shit, I be saying I'm excited all the time, but shit, it's music. Because we got one of the most talented, different, upcoming artists coming out of Detroit, Babyface Ray. You know, to me, Babyface Ray is the centerpiece, is the leader of this new Detroit scene. I'm gonna just start by saying this. For me, he was the first Detroit artist that I tapped in with, you know what I mean, as far as the new age. I've been saying this dude next up since 2020, you know what I mean? Ever since I heard that MIA season 2, you know, it's just, he's just different, you know what I mean? He's just different than your typical street rapper. His flow is different, you know, his cadences, his overall vibe. Honestly, he's the first person that made me want to drink lean since Future. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it honest. I'm just keeping it trill. You know what I'm saying? Trill spill. But on a caveat to that, you know, he makes great music. You know what I mean? He really make you feel, you know, like that nigga. He's also an artist that I look at where he takes time to put projects together. He takes time for him to put things out. It looks like he put a lot of thought into his projects. I love his whole vibe, you know, because I feel like me and him relate on that certain aspect as far as, you know, just chill, you know, laid back. He love to sip. I love to smoke. You know, you can see why I love his music a little bit. And he's really great at what he does as far as rapping about street shit, but not telling you to go kill this nigga. I'm not saying that he hasn't been in the streets or anything like that, but you know, just the perspective he's talking from. You know, he gives you different perspectives. Babyface Ray started getting some buzz. I say probably around, well, big buzz. I say probably around 2021 last year when he released his critically acclaimed Unfuckwittable, which is, to me, a great project. Great project, in my opinion. Pink Tens. Oh, my God. That's the first time I heard ESTG. I love listening to artists that introduce me to other artists, you know what I mean, that I actually like. You know, me listening to Babyface Ray opened up for Peasy, you know what I'm saying? Icewear Vezo, you know? Even the Flint Boys, you know, Rio, the whole Detroit scene I just been fucking with. They shit hard. Hold on, let me go back because I don't want to skip past this beautiful project he had. Unfuckwittable is a drowsy, leaned out experience. That's basically how I can describe it right there. Fly shit getting kicked over some smooth beats. I'm honestly happy that I got to put a lot of people on this album. You know what I mean? I was playing this album so much, bro. You know this project hard because this made me go listen to every one of his projects that he's released since probably like 2017, 2016. Trellis, the For You EP, Wavy Boys, like MIA Season 2, which is my favorite from him. These projects like are so cohesive just because it's you know what you're going to get from them. And it's served up great every time. You know what I mean? It's not something where you're going to get something from an artist where you're going to get something from an artist where you're going to get the same thing, but it's not going to be a DaBaby where it's going to be a repetitive. You know what I mean? Not to throw DaBaby out there. I'm glad I started this channel. I just want to say that just because it's keeping me off Twitter. You know, y'all don't know how bad I want to listen to this album. You know what I mean? It's fucking, what's today's date? It's the 29th. You know, I wanted to hear it Friday. Me saying that to say everything is going to be a complete surprise on this album. I ain't hear shit. Face, huh? He just kept it simple on this. Face. We got 20 tracks. I don't know what it is, but I love this cover. It's real creative. You know, he got the drugs in the background, of course. You know what I mean? He got the little anchor. Let's get into it. Babyface Ray, Face. My Thoughts 3, Pop's Prayer. Oh, he doing a 3 to My Thoughts? Hey, the first My Thoughts on Trellis.
Do it yourself, first chance they get, I'm telling the laws. Watch your bitches, shit get tranked. Money get low, she fucking your friend. Yeah, try to change.
Money get low, she fucking your friend.
Fuck you, little cockroaches, I be stepping on. Now my crib got lepers on it. Yeah. Remember that shit, nigga, say she gonna leave it at the whole thing. I can't even get a bitch half of me.
Say she gonna leave if it ain't the whole thing. I can't even give a bitch half of me. I can't give her a quarter.
Almost cry when I see me this bitch. New nigga broken and sad to see. I feel like
I come asking your choice blessings on my baby boy Ray. Asking for your guidance.
Oh yeah, his father is like a pastor or a preacher or something like that. Damn. I wonder how you feel as a father knowing that you're a pastor or a preacher, because that's what his dad is. I think he's a pastor or a preacher or something like that, or a deacon. One of them people in the church. You a pastor and your son running the streets? Like, how do you feel as a father? That's just crazy to think about. But as far as the song was all right. You know, a little lengthy for an intro, but it's okay for me. I like how they flipped the beat, you know, flipped the sample at the end, slowed it down a little bit. I like that. You know, it's just Babyface Ray talking about his life, his come up. I feel like I gotta be in my feelings a little bit to listen to that. Track 2, 6 Mile Show featuring Ice with Vezo, baby. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. These two undefeated. They undefeated, all right? They undefeated champions. The sit down, sipping. These the Detroit, you know, Kobe and Shaq right here. Please don't let me eat my words. Please. Southside.
Hopped on the stage, I was grabbing me. And the money count still ain't fast. Yeah, money right now.
Oh, you a fool? Thinking I kick my cup for a bitch, put her off my juice. Glock night.
The stage, I was grabbing me. And the money count still ain't fast. Yeah, money right now, ain't no time to be.
48 answer me. Glock 19, quit playing with me. Throw the head for free, I ain't paying for free. Buzz down patty, rich ass.
This might be the darkest beat I heard Ray on. And it worked. Because Icewear just eating this motherfucker. His voice sound perfect on here. I feel like Icewear sound better on this than Ray do, honestly.
I'm in love with the band. Little bitch stick to the square, cop ice, spend 100 a play.
Yeah, money right now, ain't no time to be.
ATL, Jacob, ATL, Jacob. I can't waste no money. Oh, waste no time. Freaky bitch, you ain't no dime. I like how my jewelry.
Weird switch.
Your shape.
Closet change for season. Got something right with the Rick. Yeah, trust me, it get deeper. Money is turning her on, she leaking.
This Detroit shit, boy. I'm kind of disappointed because I like Icewear better on that song than Ray. He just sounds strong, especially on that second beat. That second beat, he just attacked it a little bit harder. It felt like an Icewear Vezo song, you know. It was structured a little weird too. It was like, oh, you know, Babyface Ray say the hook, and Icewear Vezo a rap, and then he'll say the hook again. You got 2 beat switches already in the first 2 songs, so. You know, well, the first song wasn't really a beat switch. It was just to slow the sample down. But track 3, Sincerely Face. What do you do if somebody say something respectfully? Send you like a disrespectful email. I say respectfully. Send you a disrespectful email, right? And they end it with sincerely. Does that save them? But that's like the same thing as no disrespect, but.
You know I got the juice, I got that bitch, you know I got not doing like the
Whoa! I fucked with Bishop, but he was fucked up. Like, did he really have to go do all that? You could have left Raheem, man. Like, you ain't have to kill Raheem.
Dugg got these bad bitches, suck it dick more. Right inside, got my own pack. Can you cut me down bad so I can keep it man? Thoughts running through my mind, I can rip it off.
This nigga is flowing over this beat, bro. That nigga said, call cuz little dumb. He don't think at all.
Oh, French.
Yeah, Sincerely Face playlist. It didn't blow me away. It seemed like some shit I heard before from Ray already, but, you know, Sincerely Face, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta playlist this joint just because, you know, he flowing on this joint and it's fly. You just get that raw Detroit sound when you listen to Babyface Ray, you know what I'm saying? Start with the beats, you know what I'm saying? Start with the beats, the production. I know Detroit rap can get a little bit redundant and repetitive, but, you know, it's their way, you know what I mean? The same thing with the Bay, you know what I mean? That's why they got that connection, because the Bay and Detroit, you know, they got that musical connection where their beats sound the same, and, you know, it's easier for them to cross over to that lane, you know what I mean? Sincerely Face, though, solid track. I like that one. Track 4, Tunnel Vision.
Too alert, it's hard to snake and leave you left in the grass.
All right. We need to get rid of the snake in the grass lines. We've heard too many of them. I'm serious.
Just reflect in the crib. I like the old tunnel vision, ain't expecting me to last. I look fully in your pocket and the rest.
First of all, this beat fire. This beat hard as hell. Like, I don't even think I heard Ray on some shit like this before.
Out of veins. You know what they say, whatever happened in the stage, you do not cuss.
Tunnel Vision, self-explanatory, man. That's a playlist. I'm sorry. That's probably the best song in the album so far. Catchy hook, you know what I'm saying? Verses that actually, you know, he got bars in them. You know what I mean? He was actually rapping on this joint. I like this. I'm not a role model. I sip my syrup. Tunnel Vision, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get to the money. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't let y'all hoes get in the way of that. Not hoe. That's not me saying that. You know, that track 5, Overtime, featuring Young Lean. You know how happy this makes me right now? Like, when was the last time we heard Young Lean on anything? Like if you grew up in the time I grew up, well, I'm still growing up, but if you grew up in the time I grew up, you know about Young Lean, man. Young Lean was that guy. Man, this man Ray bringing back some nostalgia for us, man. The real Young Lean fans out there, you know what I mean? The real one, the real pioneer of this shit. You know what I mean? The real pioneer of this shit. And, you know, that goes without saying, you know what I mean? A lot of people probably don't even know who Young Lean is. Just him starting this whole, like, emo wave. Also, I can't even hide the excitement on my face about this song. Like, I'm excited to hear this joint. Yeah. Oh.
I was working overtime and they ain't noticed me.
I was working overtime, they ain't noticed me. It's a lot of shit in that line right there.
Pick her up, bust a nut, bust another nut, kick her out, fuck a nigga.
Yo, this nigga Ray hate these hoes, man. Like, what's going on? Like, he always talking about kicking a bitch out. I ain't got time for a bitch.
New season, human made, heart on scene. See us coming.
That transition a little weird.
I was working overtime, they ain't noticed me.
Working overtime, they ain't noticed me. Young Lean 8. Young Lean 8. Like, he sounded so good over that, man, honestly. The little transition was a little weird into Babyface Ray's verse, but I liked it. I liked it. Nice hook. I feel like Babyface Ray really brought it together with the hook. You know what I mean? Working overtime, they ain't noticed me. Song 6, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, featuring Herb. Song title already sound like it's about to be hard.
This shit ain't come overnight.
I'm telling you again, it ain't come overnight. Working overtime.
My niggas, they still breaking the law. Riding with guns. Mama still know that I'm in it, she had the fun. Most niggas do just heaven for me. I took risks, got my chips, then invested in me. The ones I love, still humble with it. When that bag fall in your hands, don't fumble with it. Yeah.
It's like Ray say shit that we've heard before already. You know what I mean? You get the bag, don't fumble it. It's just the way he say it. It just sounds so much better.
I said fuck work, one touching the drugs. Way before Shiesty met Dirt, we got it in blood on 2 for 10.
Way before Shiesty met Dirt, we got it in blood.
With them ends, with no advance, I really could rap. I'm really that, so I get you whacked.
Obviously.
No, they come overnight.
This a pain song. I done went through hell to live this hell of a life. This shit ain't come overnight. That's a good song. That's a good song. It felt like G Herbo phoned his verse in for some reason. Like, he felt a little, it just seemed like his voice is a little bit lower than Babyface Ray's for some reason. You know, this right here, I feel, is where Babyface Ray excels. I don't know if it's from all the lean he drink, you know what I'm saying, or what, but, you know what I mean? He can get in them feelings when he wants to. The thing about Babyface Ray, I feel like it's all about observation, you know what I mean? It's about observation. It's not about, you know, him all the time. You know, it's about him and his peoples, you know what I mean? What they did, you know, to get to the point where they at, you know? I feel like being an Aquarius, I mean, I'm not a big horoscope person, but I do like my sign. But I feel like Aquarius are more observant, you know what I mean? And I can hear that in his music, you know what I mean? He's real observant about, you know, what he's been through. He knows what he's done to get to this point, you know what I mean? It's no surprise. I feel like G Herbo's verse was cool. I feel like it was cool. It wasn't a bad verse at all, you know what I mean? G Herbo, he do this shit, you know what I mean? He do this shit. He talk about this type of shit all the time. So I feel like this is a great song to get Herb on. You know he was gonna give you the verse you was looking for. Track 7, Go Yard. Go Yard bags all tough though.
For a better day, don't even get it back and sped away. I'ma pull up pins to heaven get. It went easy for me. If I had to pick, I'm choosing lean. Yeah, you should know.
That nigga love that lean, boy.
I can't let the money
I feel like I need more.
I spend my life.
I feel like I need more from this right now.
That's playing safe. Still
I could have did without it, to be honest with you. I mean, I feel like the beat was just simple as hell. You know what I mean? I feel like I needed more from that whole instrumental. Babyface Ray's vibe and his voice, you know, just the way he presents himself on music. I feel like a beat like that isn't significant enough for him to be rapping on. I'm not sure if that beat came up and he was like, yo, let me pick that one. Definitely a skip. That track was short as hell too. I'm glad. Track 8, Me, My Wife, and Kids.
hey, not pain pills explain it all. I don't feel a lot. All you done fuck your body die. I'ma tell you like this, they gon' give me respect. Bring the real ones back, let's kill all the rest. Take the trips off the money, you ain't really gotta flex when you living like that. Money fast.
Facts. I feel like it come off as hating, you know, if you tell a nigga don't flex. You know, if a nigga stand outside, you know, his G-Wagon, right, in front of a Shoppers or, you know, whatever grocery store you got at your place, you know, wherever you live. If you just standing outside your car not waiting for nobody, and you just want to show off your car. You know, I feel like that's a little corny. You know what I mean? It might be a little hating on my end, you know what I mean? Because I don't have a G-Wagon, but we know it's your car. You know what I mean? We know it's yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to, you know, push it in our face.
Make man, she can get whatever just long as she ain't lying.
Lying is a big thing, you know, and me and Ray ain't putting up with that shit.
When the boss is talking, little nigga, man, fucking bitch. It ain't all good, but it is what it is. Bought it 6 times, week wife and the kids. Rap game, trap, poop off.
That was just classic Babyface Ray right there. Get a nice smooth beat and let him rap over it. This album so far, he's rapping a lot more than he usually do. You know what I mean? He's actually giving us bars. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel like it's a lot of open space in these tracks. You know what I mean? So I feel like he would have had to throw us some bars in here. You know, it can't just be, you know, lean this, lean that. You know, cool shit here, fly shit here. Song 9, Idols.
Walk my pop left hand. Shuffle game from the ones, probably with chummy. Young niggas screaming ops, fuck that, get money. I been heavy on the truck.
Idols, another short track. I knew we was gonna get some short tracks on this album, you know, just because it's 58 minutes. Short and sweet. That whole song right there, you know, you just put it into a few words, you know. Don't hate the play, hate the game, shawty. Song 10, Same Pain.
I'm with a bad bitch, different from yesterday. Let's take a new best day. Still got the same pain.
That's catchy.
Live with it every day. I'm fake love, trust none, so I keep it with me. 40 ounce new vet got me creeping in.
I feel like anybody that's fake that come around, I can automatically see it. I don't talk a lot. I'm an observer. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to see, you know what I mean? Everybody else talking away, you know what I mean? Ready to be friends with the next nigga. I ain't really too pressed to make no new friends. You know what I mean? Like, my new friends, y'all now.
With a bad bitch, different from yesterday.
Whose ever background vocals those are, because I know they ain't raised. You're great, man. You're great. It's so much that can bring more out of instrumentation, you know, and background vocals is one of those things. And that really helped that song right there, because I probably wouldn't like the song if it wasn't for the background vocals in there. You know what I mean? It sounds like Tank or somebody singing. This is the type of song when you hear it, you be like, damn, like, it sounds good. It sounds good. But then you hear what he talking about, I'm like, not the same bitch, different from yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? Like, straight womanizing. Song 11, Let Me Down, featuring 42 Dugg. Now listen, let me say this about 42 Dugg. Sometimes this nigga real annoying, and sometimes this nigga come through. Like the joint with him in Future, I like that, you know, a lot because of Future, you know what I mean? But I'm not the biggest 42 Dugg fan, so we'll see what he do on this joint. I really think the last 42 Dugg song I like was We Paid. Okay, we getting something different on this joint.
Look me for the pictures, I don't need no niggas. Sitting with some straps, thugging up something bad. In the Rari, you know, like my playing baby. Cold bitch said, take me to bros, most Let me down, it's what happened to me, gang.
42 Dugg singing is so horrible, bruh. It sound good on here. Like, it sound good on here for some reason. That's why I just bust out laughing like that, because it actually sound okay.
In the drop, I'm racing niggas for life. Stomach hurt from leaning, I'm only racing the break.
It was over, I put my pain in the soda. Till my town in Dakota. Busy tracking
This beat is so fire.
Put my oldest with the mud. See me turning up, say she wanna keep the baby. Mom's in the floor, why the fuck you think it's waiting?
Just let me down. This what changed, should've never be the same. What happened to me, gang?
Damn, I actually like that song a lot. I like him better on that song than Ray. Like, the same thing, you know, with Vezo. You know, I mean, I like Vezo's verse better than Ray's. I like 42's verse better than Ray's. You know, he letting his features take up a lot of space on his songs. I'm not even gonna lie. He's structuring them good though. He's structuring them greatly, because, you know, putting 42 Dugg at the beginning, putting Young Lean at the beginning, you know, incorporating Vezo the way he did. You know, he's using features in a way where most people don't. You know what I mean? Usually you hear the feature, of course, the second verse or the third verse on the song. You know what I mean? You usually don't hear them when they first come on. You know what I mean? And a lot of artists aren't going to do that. Song 12, Steak and Lobster. How do y'all eat y'all steaks? Do y'all like medium rare? If you eat rare steak, I feel like you weird as hell. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Woke up cold sweat, I got demons over me. Got the plug on pause, I got fans overseas on low. probably wouldn't never say a word if I was broke. Matter of fact, it would.
I mean, shit, if you broke, you gotta get out the way. You can't be being seen. I mean, I'm staying in the house if I'm broke. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Nobody about to be clowning me, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I ain't got enough money for a quesadilla. I could have did without that song, honestly. It was, you know, it didn't do nothing for me. I feel like, you know, the beats and the instrumentation is what, you know, it isn't what carries Ray, but it's what helps him deliver his message, you know what I mean? Deliver what he's trying to, you know, convey. It didn't move me, you know, it just felt like somebody just did some shit. And then it's just him rapping, you know, over it, you know, with the same flow he usually uses. And, you know, it's just a skip, you know. It ain't do shit. Song 13, Needed Some Love. We all need love, don't we? People don't be believing that, though. We all need love, though.
There you go. Detroit.
She made me work for a surfboard. I was told respect lasts longer than the paper. They might have my niggas made.
I was told respect lasts longer than the paper.
Need some love. I can't even front. I'm needing some love for me to fuck him. I'm feeling the conversation. She trusted me with her heart. I promise I won't break it. Please say that. Please.
You know, I'm sorry for y'all females. You know, I'm not really sorry because, you know, y'all keep falling for the same shit. I promise I wouldn't break your heart. Like, you know, that's what got you. Your heart deserved to be broken, shawty. Needed Some Love. It was alright. It was alright. Another short track from Ray. It's kind of underwhelming. You know what I mean? Kind of like the last track. I feel like he's better than this. It seemed like he just sat down and freestyled this. You know what I mean? And, you know, added a hook on it. You know, which is cool, but you know, it really didn't get off no message. You know what I mean? It really didn't, you know, hit me in no way. It didn't leave no mark on me. You know what I mean? It's not something I'm probably playing in the background. I'm not gonna play when I'm in the shower. You know, I'm probably not gonna listen to that song again. I feel like he's gonna keep himself in the box if he keep doing short songs, like not even short songs, just songs that has a hook and doesn't really have no meaning about anything. The song is called I Needed Some Love, and so the hook is I Needed Some Love. Track 14, Mob.
We vibing and shit, man. Never be that. Ooh. Can never be that, man.
Ooh.
I don't want you, I just wanna fuck you. Let your nigga love you, cause
That's the first line over this beautiful ass beat that just came in. I don't want you, I just wanna fuck you.
but then I'm never come direct. I'm in the routes without the laces, but it's shut. And I'm cut from a different cloth. Yeah, I be dripping sauce.
Yeah.
Because these niggas also value.
Money over bitches.
Yeah. Money over bitches.
Money over bitches.
Yeah. Got a nigga, bitch, why would I trust you? They probably had to trust you. Johnny kid, they won't feed you. Got him tell me free.
That's some real player shit right here, man. You can't say it ain't. Money over bitches. Money over bitches.
That might be one of my favorite tracks. You know, the substance ain't, you know, what females want to hear out here, but they gonna want to hear it in the club. This is what I'm talking about, the beat. Money over bitches. Oh, that's probably in my top 3. I ain't gonna lie. Track 15, Dancing with the Devil. What, Landstrip Chip and Pusha T. Hey, y'all see Pusha T about to drop an album? That shit finna be crazy. I can't wait. Y'all see the cover? I don't know if there's a cover or not, but y'all see this? Oh, you could just tell by the imagery that we getting straight coke boss.
Different vibe of the whole album.
You gon' see the same faces when you coming down. I put some money to the side for a big house. I told my every place on my back I was forced to live. I still pulling me in when it's scorching, nigga. God pray for my
Stab me in my bag every time if I would let him. Hardcore, so I went rose gold, diamonds on my bezel. Ain't never get my eyes every first of the month. Sugar daddy, she called me honey bun. Paper cut teddy, I buy Birkin, so my drive-by's worth it, and I'm gon' spend it, cause I'm not perfect, so share my world and tell me sis, when you been a wave and them bricks still surfing it. Detroit niggas claiming turf again. Me and Babyface Ray cooking work again, gone. Sipping on this drink.
You can't put Pusha T on your track, Babyface Ray. I mean, you can, but Pusha T just got that, he just got that it. He just got that it when he come on the record. I feel like Babyface Ray knew what he was doing when he brought him on. You know what I mean? I feel like he put him in a great position. He put him, the dude Landstrip Chip, is that his name? A Landstrip Chip? And great addition to the track. I like this voice. Nice melody. I don't know. It's something about it that I feel like I'm not going to go back to it, but I like the song, which is hard for me to put my finger on. Maybe I just thought it was going to be a little better. Song 16, Palm Angels, Palms Itching. Palms Angels, Palms Itching. He said that in the beginning of a song one time.
cool. 2130 just for 2 shoes. She used to see me now.
That would have been a great song, bro, if it was mixed good. It wasn't mixed good at all, bro. It was like, it just sounded like I could barely hear him. I can barely understand what he was saying in that song. Track 17, Kush Codeine. Is and Babyface Ray. Oh, like I couldn't ask for a better duo than that. Me personally, you know, anybody know me, you know, which nobody knows me, you know, on the other side of the screen, but you know, anybody that knows me know I love Wiz. He's literally the pioneer of weed smoking. Not in general, but in rap music, in the culture. Kush Codeine. The flute? Psst.
You the man, where you from, huh? Yeah, you gang banging, you got an eyes beefing through computers. Every man.
One thing I gotta say, Wiz better do his thing on here. This is the flute. You can't mess up the flute, Wiz. 10 plus years, we here.
That's to get 100 million. Now I walk kissing chandeliers on the ceiling. They say we the realest. New Balenciaga frame, smell the Kush smoke in the building. I give me a little bitch, her attitude something to deal with. I tell her to suck me up real quick, cause everything I got is real expensive. These niggas get real.
I told her to suck me up real quick because everything I got on is real expensive. What the fuck does it have to do with?
She don't really talk, she listen. She know just what I like and go pick out what I need. Been thousands on.
That's definitely a bold move, you know, going and sending your girl out to go get something for you. If she can come back with something, you know, even in the stratosphere of what I was thinking of, she getting it. That shit just made me so happy, bro. Wiz and Ray, bro, and they actually came through. This Wiz and Babyface Ray's vibe, I feel like it just matched. It just come together real smooth. You know what I mean? Like, it's not too much forceness going into this. You can just tell he was a Wiz fan because he brought out the flute for Wiz. You know, when you just hear two people on the song and, you know, it just sounds like they belong together. You know, it sounds like they belong together. Hopefully, you know, this is in my dreams, but hopefully we can get a tape, Wiz and Babyface Ray. Wiz Khalifa was the bad boy of the industry at one point. Song 18, Seduction. You got that sexual seduction. Ooh, oh. Ooh,
Eskimo, the coolest DJ in the world.
wow, I ain't heard that in a minute. I'm loving the strings that's in this. Gunna, where you at?
All I know is trap, I'm just being honest. She a bad bitch, she just needs some guidance.
She a bad bitch, she just needs some guidance. What kind of guidance is he talking about here? Is he talking about the good guidance? You know, the angel on the shoulder or the devil?
If you ain't gotta seduce me, I'm interested.
Bro, ain't that like the best thing though? Like, you thinking you gonna have to do all this work, right? You think you gonna have to push up on her. When you find out you don't gotta put that pressure. And you just in there, just to be in there, off the strength. It's great.
All that playing hard to get on me, she bless me. Man, I do this.
But it's like, you know how you try to play hard to get, right? You try to play hard to get some of these times, you know. But you find out you play with the wrong one. Now she on your friend. You know, I'm not speaking from my experience. I'm not speaking from my experience at all. But, you know, Seduction was a solid showing. I think it was a little boring. You know what I mean? Like I said, we need some of these songs, you just need a little bit more. Because sometimes he can be a little too laid back in some songs. You know, that's my gripe with Babyface Ray is that, you know, sometimes he's a little too chill. Song 19, Flair. Ric Flair? Woo!
Tripping hard in the field. Richard Mill in the field, I feel like I'm down. Spill my lean, niggas see my feel like.
Odell was dumb for that. It was fly too, though. I ain't gonna lie, it was fly.
That boy swag, stop by DJ. First class, porn, lean, tweaking, this is me and back. Late night, gave her perk work, nah, nigga tatted on me. My little nigga caught it.
Cap.
If your friend bad, don't be mad, we fucking too. I'm in love with pink and blue, the marching band. We got sticks and drums, feeling like a proud dad. All these boys my sons. Slam in that mouth with that never.
First of all, it can't be this many dads out here. These my sons out here. You know what I mean? How many fathers are there? You know what I mean? It can only be a few. There's too many people claiming that shit, man.
Gonna keep flexing for the times. You was humble, huh? Got all the connections that I needed. You in trouble.
What? I thought the goal was to be humble. I love people that flex. Like, except for the dude that, you know, standing outside, you know, in front of his G-Wagon. You know, I can't respect that. If it's a light flex, you know what I mean, you just pulling up, you know what I mean, in your car, you know what I mean, riding past us, you know, that's cool. You know what I mean? Good to see you.
What's up? Keep it loaded, keep it on. Steak and shake, crushing mushrooms on the stoner. Look like I'm in a box in the range.
There's been a lot of that in this album. A lot of start and stopping. You notice how the beat will stop, but then it'll start again from the beginning. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a Detroit thing. That's an aggressive Babyface Ray. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean by he need to liven up a little bit more. Motown music. Let's go. Damn, I wanted a beat drop.
Suicide watch, pushing too good. You can try she hear me out. I just want to show support. Man, I bet you hear me now. Bad hoes, the curve me, I can.
When people see you doing good or people see you chasing your dreams, you already know what that's going to come with. That's going to come with some entitlement. That's going to come with, you know, people not believing in you, you know, when you're trying to get to that point. You really just got to sit back and weed out those people. Weed out the people that don't believe in you, you know, that never believed in you. And, you know, you always know, you know what I mean? You don't even got to second guess yourself. You know what it is.
I can move wherever. I'm from the jungle, nigga. I love what you doing. They don't love you, nigga. Anytime I meet a plug, I be plugging niggas.
They love what you doing. They don't love you, nigga. Outro feel, man. That outro feel. He gave it to me. Babyface Ray gave it to me. I love that outro. I love that outro. Getting some extra shit off your chest before you leave off. You know what I mean? I love that. It seemed like the outros this year been some of the deepest tracks. You know, when you finish up your album, you know, I don't know how artists really do it, but you know, I'm guessing that the outros usually last to get put into place. You know, you got your whole album set out, 19 songs or 18 songs or whatever. You know, Babyface Ray got 20 songs on here, you know, which I'll get to in a little bit. When you lay out all those songs, you know, you got one last song to do. And, you know, I feel like there's plenty things that, you know, you don't get to get off your chest as an artist. 15 songs, 20 songs, 30 songs, you know, 50 songs, you know. You always gonna have a different vibe, you know, when you're recording. Honestly, I feel like that last song needs to be hard hitting. You know what I mean? I feel like the last song needs to be hard hitting. All the stuff you have built up, you know, over the months or years that you're preparing this album, you know what I mean? Put it at the end. That's what I would like artists to use it as, you know, as a crutch to, you know, get your shit off. And where do I want to start? I'm going to start with, you know, Babyface Ray is one of my favorite artists. I'm going to start there. 20 songs was a little too long for Babyface Ray. Not even a little, but I feel like it was too much. I feel like Babyface Ray is the type of artist that can do a concise project, you know, short and concise project. Like when you put 20 songs on your album, it just opens up for a lot more criticism. You know what I mean? It opens up for a lot more criticism because, you know, you got more to judge. And the thing is, I know what artists are going for. They're going for the streaming numbers. You know, they're going for, you know, 20 questions on the test. And, you know, if I get a few wrong, you know what I mean? That's a go. But they need to start focusing on, it's only 10 questions on the test, and you can only get 3 wrong. He got some joints on here. Don't get me wrong. He got some joints on here. Sincerely Face, I love that joint. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, I love that joint. M.O.B., probably my favorite song on the album. It ain't really got nothing to do with money over bitches. It's just everything around that is what, you know, kept me in tune with the song. But then you look at it and you have 20 songs, you know, you come with a Steak and Lobster or a Go Yard, you know. I really just named the 2 worst songs on here. But in overall conclusion, I really could say this was a decent project. I was expecting better. You know, I was expecting a little bit something different, which, you know, I always expect from artists, you know, coming out with a new album. Young Fuckwittable came out last year. And based off first listen, just to compare him to his last project, I don't think it's better. And it's too early to judge. Don't get me wrong. It's too early to judge. He don't have a Real Niggas Don't Rap on here. He don't have a Million Cash Race on here. You know what I mean? Like, it's only a few joints on here that I even can see being club bangers. I feel like with all the promotion and marketing that he's doing with this project, you know, it's going to get him some more love out there. It's going to get him a bigger fan base. But to your core fan base, I feel like you need to add a little bit more, which I think he did. He added a little bit more, different beat structures and things like that. You know, different sounds he added, you know. The strings, he don't really do the strings too much, which he added on this album. Even a lot more piano work on this album was great. Honestly, I haven't learned too much more about Babyface Ray during this album. You know what I mean? Like Blood, Sweat, and Tears, you know, he give us, you know, a glimpse of what's going on in his life. And G Herbo came with the perfect feature for that song, you know. I didn't like him on Gunna's album, but I love him on this. Let Me Down with 42 Dugg. That's another standout feature for me, 42 Dugg, because, you know, I don't like 42 Dugg. I don't like his music like that, but, you know, he really was placed in a good position on this project. Didn't have him do too much, you know what I mean? He sang a little bit, but actually sounded great on this project. There was a couple parts of this album where I couldn't even understand what the hell he was saying. No, which is a little iffy for me because, you know, usually I can understand what he's saying throughout the whole project or projects that I've listened to him. Pop's Prayer on the intro. I like Pop's Prayer. My Thoughts 3 didn't do too much. But the skit, you know, did more for me than the song. I'm sorry. Like, it did more for me because, you know, I like things like that. You know, even with Corday, when he did it with his brother, you know, him on the jail phone rapping, you know, him talking to him over the phone. You know what I mean? Like, just skits that make sense inside of albums. Ice with Vezo, another standout feature. Listen, he had some good features on this project. Pusha T outdid him to me. You know, Vezo outdid him to me. You know, as far as bars and lyrics, you know, he came with him. He came with him for what I expect from Babyface Ray. I think when you judge people on lyricism, it has to be tears. You know, it can't just be you judge this person, you know, strictly off the criteria you have. You know, I feel like it has to be a little bit different for certain artists. You know what I mean? You're not going to grade Migos the same as Kendrick. You know what I mean? So it has to be a little bit of distinction between the two. You got a bunch of basketball bars. You know, solid project, solid body of work. You know, I'm gonna go back to it just because it's Babyface Ray and I like his music. He could have done better. He could have done better for me. But it was a solid project. It wasn't a bad body of work by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like I've been saying it a lot, but like I really haven't viewed a bad album. Like this right here, this is straight Detroit shit right here. It's straight Detroit shit that's just getting pushed out, you know, to the masses. I'm actually surprised that he dropped this early in the year, you know, which makes me excited. You know, for the rest of 2022. It's a lot of shit going on right now. It's a lot of shit going on. And y'all gonna see a lot more of me because the music industry is crazy right now. I feel like we at least gonna get one classic this year. One. And you already know who I'm thinking that's gonna be. I don't even need to say it. But hey, man, that's Babyface Ray. Face. Shit, we gone, man. Appreciate y'all.